You want to go ahead and let me know? Okay, bet. All righty. Here we are now. Patreon Thursdays.
Don't look at my boobs. You're gonna get that. Sorry.
Sex and Self-Care Thursdays. It's your girl Amber, aka Watch Amber, Confidence Queen and co-founder of Herpes Could Never. You, if you're watching this, are our patrons. We love you guys. We appreciate you. You know what we do here on these calls. We get real, we get raw, we heal, we do the work, and we have the conversations that will facilitate change. I've been called to help women feel unashamed, empowered, and worthy, and I'm using my real life experiences to do so. So happy to have you here, Shayna.
Good evening. I was going to say Rich and Divine Rising, but that's not the time. My name is Shayna Singleton, aka the Herpes Goddess, and I'm the founder of Herpes Can Never. Oh yeah, I forgot having me is a big ass flex. I have grown the largest herpes awareness community of over 250,000, where our mission is to be at war with the herpes stigma until the Herpes Can Never cousins feel comfortable being open about their status and proud of their sexuality. Welcome. Pamela, that outfit is to you. It
yes,
is for
queen.
you. I'm with all of it. Okay.
You know, I love me some camo. I live for camo.
Thank you.
Yes. It's like a little jumper set, all of that. It's cute. I like it. Anyway.
Sierra, hey queen.
Hey Sierra. Rita in the house.
I know Rita's in the house. Gang.
I'm
Okay.
getting pimples everywhere, y'all.
Pimples?
Oh my god.
I got it under here. I got it on my arms. I've never had pimples everywhere before. So I don't know how I feel about this.
On your arms? You need some body therapy.
This is the first time in my life I've ever experienced pimples off of my face.
Gotta really examine that regimen. You haven't changed anything?
What
you're eating?
Well, I've changed a lot of shit. So
yeah.
My whole body is probably just kind of like, what the fuck, Shay? I haven't even been on our routine, so
that's
your body let you know, y'all. Your body
be telling you.
It's all right. I'm gonna get back on it. It's just my first time experiencing all these damn pimples on my body. I'm like, what the fuck is these pimples coming from? Sorry.
Yeah, no, I know that's definitely not. I guess it's a blessing and a curse that I have acne my whole life, like from the age of like 11 to the age of like 24. I had like my acne went from my forehead down to my cheeks, down to my chin, like just, and that's right now I'm working on like texture issues. But when I became an esthetician, like only reason I went to get my esthetician license was so I could wax eyebrows. You have to have your license to wax eyebrows in the state every state, but I was going specifically for the eyebrows. But the thing is, while I was there, we learned about skin, and I got to really understand my like acne and the different types of skin conditions, and it was so fascinating and like full circle moment for me to actually learn about the skin, considering I had skin issues my whole life. But yeah, I don't know if I just had to deal with it then, but Black women are the second leading group of people who visit the dermatologist for the first time outside of like teenagers and stuff. It's adult Black women, because this is the time frame where we start having issues like acne that we've never had before, like dermatitis issues, like maybe growing hair, losing hair, hormones imbalance. Like, it's so crazy. So
my mother grew up with bad acne even when I was younger, and as soon as she figured she's allergic to benzoyl peroxide, which is a lot of facial
that's what I use
stuff. So the minute she found that out, she came up with this whole skin regimen, and I fortunately, because I had my mother, I didn't have acne problem as a teenager. I didn't even have it in my adult years because I just do whatever the hell my mama do. What's this? Yep. Using a separate washcloth for African scrub. Okay.
Yes, Rita, thank you for that.
My body, most definitely.
So yeah, this body therapy lotion, it's like acts as an exfoliant and a moisturizer. So Now we talking about skin. So what we watched today was a 10-minute video about self-care. And traditionally during these conversations, we're having like more like literally sexually charged conversations around the, around sex period. But this time was a little bit more focused on self-care, and why I thought it was important. A few reasons why, but I thought it was important to share this with you guys, and I can't wait to hear your feedback, because like, you see how she was forced into caring for herself because she was literally physically sick. And that's the reason she actually did something about it, because she had to. Herpes was the thing that forced me to start my self-care. So it was like her illnesses were her thing, and like herpes was my thing. So that's kind of like the parallel I saw. And so basically it was encouraging for me to see that it's like we all have to hit these rock bottom moments, or we all have to hit these life altering moments, unfortunately, that kind of spur us into like actually caring for ourselves. And caring for ourselves, again, isn't a traditional, like, it's whatever you think it is, what society tells you it is, but it's actually, okay, what is it really? And I like how she talked about the different layers of things that like play a part in your self-care, like other people, like your environment, like the corporate environment you're in. There's so many levels to it. And I just thought the talk brought a lot of awareness to the value in self-care, and how she now gets to share her story about her fibroids and things like that, something that she felt so alone in. She gets to share her pain from her testimony, and now she has her community. And it made me think of our community, which us sharing something so vulnerable and raw, and how it benefited her in the long run, like it's benefiting us. And so just how significant self-care is, and how it can look totally different, and somebody can be relating to it into a totally different way other than herpes, but still how transformative her life is now, and the relationship she has with herself and those around her. So I thought that was really inspiring.
I don't know. I just noticed like I've been breaking out a lot in my face. I always had clear skin. I never start breaking out right now. And it's sometimes it looks bad.
Well, hopefully we can figure out why that might be happening at this time, because something's triggering it. Like Shayna kind of knows she's going through a lot of changes. So maybe you are too, subconsciously, consciously. The environment, the nature of the fact that we've been having these masks, like there's so many factors, but yeah, you got to figure out, okay, what have I been doing different, or if I've been doing everything the same? And if you have been doing everything the same and trying to change something to get down to the root of it. So Pamela, Rita, what did y'all think about the video?
I liked it.
Go ahead,
I liked it. I like also how she broke it beyond past just what I do for myself personally. Like she said, us as a community, there's things we can do that we would never think these things would be considered self-care, because it's not just you individually. That makes sense. So you would never think, what, that don't have nothing to do with me. What do I care if Joe Biden signs this bill or that bill? That don't affect me. You get what I'm saying? But I liked it, yeah. I also think my herpes forced me into doing more self-care for myself as well. Like I did the things you think of. Like you said, I got my toes done, I get my hair done. And those are regular things for me, because I like to look good. I like to feel good. And when I look good, I feel good. So that for me is regular, but talking to myself in a journal, or sitting outside and just literally being, you get what I'm saying? Like that is different for real. Like it sounds, that's nothing like, but it is, you get what I'm saying? That it's forced me into a lot.
Yeah, that's super significant, Pamela, because like you just said, being present, being still, how much self-discipline that takes in 2021 to just disconnect from your phone, disconnect from your thoughts, disconnect from everything, and just be like, here I am. Let me just feel the way the temperature feels on my skin, or feel the breath in my body, or just like be totally aware. That's dope. So I'm so glad that that's what you've done yourself. Care. Okay, Rita, what you got?
I found the video very interesting because I'm very passionate about mental health, and just so like self-care is something that I frequently think about. But I like how she kind of what is very intentional with her self-care. And I gotta actually where exactly found the video at. I think as it relates to what we're talking about, just forcing me to have more confidence and value myself in a different way, because I feel like you can seek validation in ways that aren't necessarily the best way. And I believe everybody should have like, I don't think that a man can do something a woman can, but it's like, how much is it like you're enjoying it versus like you're trying to seek outside validation. So, yeah.
Thank you, Queen. Shayna, what did you get any takeaways?
Trying to figure out what I want to say. It triggered a thought. Today I got a number 6, another video that's going viral right now. And a lot of people think it's me being prideful or celebrating herpes. And a lot of my responses to people is, if my self-love is triggering you, it's time to do some healing. That's where I got. As far as the video goes, this is what me and Amber preach all the damn time, is your self-care, and that it's not your herpes, and the importance of self-care. So I didn't see anything in the video that said anything outside of what me and Amber already talk about and already preach to everyone else. But what it also made me think of is that when you are trying to love yourself, a lot of people are going to try to stop you from loving yourself. A lot of people are going to make you feel bad for loving yourself. Some people are going to call you selfish for loving yourself. And a lot of people are going to put their self-hate on you just so that you can't love yourself. And they're not going to do it purposely. They're going to do it intentionally. They're not even going to understand your journey. They're not going to understand your growth, or you'll want to do something better, or, focus more on you for your health, to learn your herpes, to learn what it is, to learn your history about herpes, to learn how to navigate through your herpes, take care of your body, take care of your mental, stop your stress from coming. So the video for me, it just triggered a lot of thoughts for myself. As far as her message goes, it just reaffirms everything we already preach and talk about, the importance of self-care and self-awareness and doing the work, and that it's not your herpes.
Period. Yeah, that's what I just wanted. I just liked her transformation and her, vulnerability around her issues, and just how I could relate to the fact that only reason she stopped was because she had to stop. And that was where I had to stop. I didn't choose to stop. I was made to stop. And then when I stopped, I made the choice to do the work to heal, though. That's the difference. Yeah, somebody might have gave you your herpes. You might not have known about it. They might have knew what they was doing when they did it. Whatever the worst case scenario it is for you, yeah, whatever, outside of anything violating, if you consented to it, however it went down, however it went left, that story that exists, that was your stopping point. What you do from there is your choice. So I could have chose to stay down. I could have chose to go the way that I could have just occupied my time with weed and my bed and stop working, take days off work. I work for myself. I could have literally did what I just stopped being, or I could literally be like, okay, this has forced me to this low. Do I want to stay here, or do I know I want to like progress? Because what am I going to do? It's my choice. I think people think that people with herpes are this way, but what do I think about with people with herpes? Because that's what really matters. Like, I really got real with myself. So it's like, decide in your mind that you're going to accept yourself fully, 100%, and do something every day that carries you in that direction. Whether that's having a thought, a positive attitude, whether that's saying your affirmations, whether that's taking 3 minutes to just be still, whether that's reading your journal, whether that's journaling. If you get 1% better every day, look where that's going to have you in 3 months and 6 months and 12 months. But you have to decide that that's the direction you're going in, and that's what will keep you going. Because like Shayna said, your mind has to get there first. The mindset was the biggest part. Deciding that I was going to accept myself with my herpes, that was the biggest part. I kept on getting my own way. But then finally I was like, I really don't care. And if I really don't care, it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. That's how much you gotta love you. That's how much you gotta care about you, to be willing to do something if it's the best thing for you, to still be willing to do it anyway, despite of. So, and with a lot of people, accepting your herpes is gonna be something that you gotta only do for you, because nobody really is gonna be feeling that decision. Even the people that love you and say they love you and support you are still gonna be feeling some type of way about you fully accepting your herpes and not feeling the type of way about it because they can't understand. So, like Shayna said, it'll separate you. It's a lonely thing. Everybody's not going to understand it or agree with it because they're not going to recognize it. It's not going to be comfortable or familiar, so they're going to shun it. All right, somebody else talk.
Everybody want to be the same. Everybody want to do the same thing. Everybody get their information from other people. People can't think for themselves. People don't pick their own traditions for themselves. People don't pick their own religions for themselves. They just let society and their family give them everything that they have, and they run with it for the rest of their lives. So the minute that there's somebody out here thinking for themselves, doing something for themselves, finding the information and making choices for themselves, it's a big slap in the face to society. A society that thrives off of people's limiting beliefs, off of people's ignorance, off of people's programming, off of people's downfalls. It's a government and a society that benefits off of it. And I'm saying all of this just to go to show that video that I have trending right now. People say, how is this a flex? Are you bragging about this? And some of my responses is, I didn't say this was a flex. You said it was a flex. So you tell me how it's a flex. You know what I'm saying? People project. So obviously she saw my video and was like, oh my gosh, she's flexing. And then she goes, why is this a flex? How is this a flex? No one said it was. Nobody said I was flexing. I'm not out here flexing my herpes. I'm out here making content to make people feel better. If you feel it was a flex, ask yourself, why do you feel it was a flex? I tell people all the time, your insecurities is not my own. So just because you feel a way about what I'm doing doesn't mean that I have to feel the same way that you feel about what I'm doing. I love myself. I'm showing up for myself, and I'm showing up 100% my authentic selves. So why is that bothering you? What is the truth? I had the other post was saying, like, if you don't require to see STD results before having sex, you're reckless and irresponsible. And that's dirty. I've been reckless and irresponsible and dirty. That's why I'm saying this shit. But then I had somebody that wanted to go tick to tack for me. So you're telling me that everybody with an STD is dirty then? Sweetheart, if you are triggered, that is a you thing and that is not a me thing. Just because we have dirty actions or we might do something dirty don't mean we have to continue the rest of our lives doing the same thing. We can choose to do something different. We can choose to be different people. This reckless, irresponsible, dirty girl that got herpes back in 2015 is no longer. She don't even exist. She's not even doing the same shit. She's not here. I don't know her. But the fact that that video triggered her, it just goes to show, like, come on, yo, you can be doing your own work. You can be figuring this out yourself. It's not me that's triggering you. I'm not attacking you. I'm just some stranger on the internet making a video that triggered you. Why? That's all I gotta say because I'm ranting.
What video was it?
The video that's going viral is the video saying when people ask me, I have herpes and it's like I had sex. So there's that video. And then the video she got triggered by, the one I just talked about, was when I'm saying if you are having unprotected sex because you trust the vibes and you're not requiring to see STD results, you are irresponsible, reckless, and that's dirty. That's what's STDs. Huh?
I saw that video and I'm like, that's kind of what it is. Like, I think that that person just doesn't want to be put in this category that she wants to like crucify other people for. Because I mean, unless it's like Jesus Christ or maybe your mom, if you have a great relationship with like your parents, what does somebody else's word mean? You know?
Mm-hmm.
So Connor.
Okay, so it's the first video is the video you got the red like sweater on.
Mm-hmm. The
Okay.
glitter pussy sweater.
I was gonna post that video today on my story, and because I was like, because realistically,
That's all
what
it
the fuck
takes.
happened.
I had someone in the comments talking about, well, I trusted somebody and that's how I got it. Well, honey, you had sex. You got herpes the same way as me. One girl asked me to make a video about how you can only get it with a few partners and you don't have to be promiscuous, and wanted me to make a video about that. I'm like, I'm not stigmatizing the hoes. I'm not doing I'm not doing that. This is not what I'm going to do. That's not what I'm ever going to do. That's not. Nope. You got herpes because you had sex. Just because you got 2 bodies don't make you better than the girl with 100 bodies. Because the girl with 100 bodies probably have a better sex health record than you with your 2 bodies. You probably way worse out here with your 2 bodies. So no, I'm not making a video like that. That's point blank.
That's wow.
That's just point blank. Like, I'm not doing that. And the fact that you feel like you want me to do that or I need to do that, it's like, why? Why would you want to stigmatize a whole part of the community just to make yourself feel better? Why don't you just work on making yourself feel better without trying to bring other women down?
Yes, queen.
I don't like that disempower other women energy. I don't like that shit. Only people I'm disempowering is cyber bullies, and that's about it. I don't know.
Okay. Pop question. What do you think is the biggest roadblock standing between you and breaking the stigma in your life? Go. Think of quick answer. Your first answer.
Not a damn thing.
Obviously not, because shit, I was really waiting for some answers. I'm like, okay.
That's my answer.
Okay, thank you, Shayna. Thank you, Herpes Goddess. What is the real? Y'all can't be real nowhere else. Y'all pay money to talk to us. Be real here. That's what I'll be telling my clients. Ooh, okay.
I mean, that's the only answer.
Yeah, that's the real.
Realistically,
I would second what Pamela said and the stigma. That's what I would add to it.
Okay.
So when we say the stigma, it goes right back to ourselves.
To self.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dira, can you talk, boo?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what's the thing that's stopping you?
I was waiting. I didn't want to talk over, but I feel like when I found out it was myself, because it feel like everybody was accepting me but myself.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay. So I got a question to follow up on that
It's like I
question.
was putting my own self down, I guess, because I was like thinking too much on, and I don't know, like I was having some suicidal thoughts. I was just in a dark space. I was in a very dark space. Not gonna lie.
Okay.
Thank you, Queen.
So my next question to follow up on that question is, in what ways do you put the stigma on yourself? Since we all know that it's ourselves, in what ways are you putting the stigma on yourself? It's important to figure that out. Don't just say, I'm over it. I've been talking about it. It don't matter if you talk to 10 cousins about it. It can still be a problem in your life. So in what ways are you putting the stigma on you? Do you care about what other people are going to say? Do you care about what other people are going to think? Do you think you're going to be missing out on something if you was like, what is it about this stigma that you are placing on yourself? I'm going to turn my cameras off so I can do gang shit.
I feel like it's my mental.
Your
It's
mental.
like a mental thing. Mm-hmm.
So what about your mental? Let's dig deeper. Because
Yeah.
I mean, if you got to
It's
know.
like when I go through stuff, sometimes I dwell on it, so I feel like I just kept replaying it in my head, and it was kind of like and I feel like what got me to keep thinking on it too, because I was trying to tell my mom, you know, like I'm like, hey, mama, I need you to, you know, like take me to the hospital or whatever like that, and she was like, oh, you know, you overreacting, and I'm like, I can't overreact. I'm showing you like I'm not overreacting, so it's like that really just took a toll on me, kind of.
What was making you overreact?
I feel like because when I went, it's like it felt like it was driving me crazy because everybody was like, I told you, I went to 2 hospitals. They was like, no, you know, we think it's thrush. I'm like, no, that's not what this. I was like, my mouth. I said, I never felt like this in my years of living. And the lady was like, well, you know, I believe what the other doctor said because we've seen this patient before. And I was like, man, y'all go to school for this and y'all failing people. I was like, I'm just gonna go get seen somewhere else. So I called my child's father, which is my husband. I told him, I'm like, man, I got something going on. I was like, I don't know what's going on, but something is going on. I was like, because I feel funny. I having this stuff on my mouth, and he was just like, you know, calm down, because I was like, man, they're making me feel like I'm crazy at this point, because he know I deal with mental illness. So I'm thinking like, man, that made me like it was driving me like crazy. So when the doctor finally told me, it kind of put some relief on me, and I was like, okay, now I need to do the work on myself. Mm-hmm. I was like, I need to accept it and do the work on myself, because once I accept it and learn how to live with it every day, I knew I would get better.
Yeah. Okay. I think my question outside of how you found out you had herpes would be remember when you told your husband, how could you still want to be with me? Mm-hmm. What made you feel that way? You don't have to answer right now, but if you have spare time, you write down a list of all the reasons why you felt that way, why you think he shouldn't want to be with you because of your herpes. That's the stigma. That's how you put in the stigma on your life. That's when you're going to figure the answer to the question out. You don't know right now. But I need you to
do that. I know, because I've been writing my journal, and all the things that I wrote down, like I came to realization, like I used to be in this group in middle school. It's called like Divas, a little something, and they'll go around the room asking everybody what they thought their worth was. And I just told them like a lot of stuff I dealt with, like going through a lot of trauma as a kid. They was like, dear, what is your worth? And I was like, I don't know. And then my teacher, she just told me, she was like, you know, we're gonna talk after class.
Amber?
I feel like I want to offer you coaching. I mean, like literally, because the things I want to say, like I want to go offline, you know, because there's just not enough time to really talk about it. But you are becoming more self-aware because you're able to recognize these conversations. You're able to recognize in instances where you normally might, you know, have a like act crazy, or you might be unstable mentally. Like, in order to be able to recognize these things, I think it's extremely significant. As far as like your mindset, what you tell yourself, your negativity, I'm gonna say like that. It's good to be aware of it, but now at this point, you have to realize that if you can say you're holding you back, and you can say the things you do to hold you back, and you can, but we have to get down to the why of the, even if it is you don't know your value, or you don't ever feel like you haven't had any why. Maybe it's because of the trauma you experienced as a child, and then from there, if wherever, let's keep finding the bottom, and when we can't find any bottom, that's when we can like really address what's at the foundation, because once we address what's at the root, the fruit changes. And so we got to change, heal, mend where the brokenness started, where the mindset of you don't have any value started, and why.
It's because, like, I told them, if my mama couldn't love me, I used to feel like, how can anybody love me if the first person that was supposed to love me couldn't?
That used to be my excuse too. Like, that used to be my excuse. Like, that was in my healing. Like, since we started, and I'm no shade to call it an excuse, but I just had to call it an excuse because that's what it ended up being. Because it was still something I was telling myself. But at the end of the day, I had to realize that that's why I had issues trusting men. That's why I had issues trusting men, because if my mom was supposed to love me, I was supposed to trust that she was going to do that. She betrayed my trust at such a young age from a person who was supposed to love me because they had me. That was my mentality. Then how can I literally trust another human being? I don't trust nobody for shit. That was my reality, especially focused directly on men. But what I had to tell myself was that, like, my life, my experience is solely my own, and my mom's life and her experience is just a playing out of her brokenness she never healed. And so it's affected me as her child. And now I'm operating with the broken mentality that she owes me something. Like, I have an expectation of her. You can't have an expectation of anybody outside of yourself. That's what I learned in my healing. Even my mom. That's what let me let go of some stuff with my mom, because I finally stopped expecting her to do anything. And I'm just grateful I'm alive and old enough to be able to come to these realizations for myself. So now I can take care of myself in the best way I need to, self-care. But I had to let go of the fact that felt good, being able to say my mom didn't take care of me. My mom picked other people over me. My mom, I didn't even live with my mom for years of my life. That was something I was that felt good to say, because it gave me an excuse to be able to be the way that I was, to act the way that I acted, to blame things on that situation. But when I removed that as an excuse, that my mom wasn't there, my mom didn't do this, and just say, but what am I doing now about it? When I finally just turned it inward and decided that I wanted to heal and forgive, regardless of what she ever did, regardless of what she'll ever do, how do I want to live my life? And until you're fully prepared to be accountable for every single action you're taking, regardless of what anybody else's action is, and fully say, I'm choosing to operate with this broken mentality every day that I wake up and say, I'm like this because of that. And I just, we can go deeper and deeper and deeper. But I'm saying, I feel you. I've been there. I can't relate to everything you've been through, but I can relate to a lot of it. And I'm going to tell you that there's hope for your situation. No matter how broken your mindset is, currently, you're not beyond repair. I thought I was beyond repair. I thought I was beyond repair when I got herpes. And I'm standing in front of you whole. Because I've decided that I am whole, and I've decided to do the things that continue to support me being whole, like my self-care, like doing this, like having accountability partners like Shayna who can speak and tell me truth and with love and be able to accept it and not my ego not be too big to where I can't hear when somebody's lovingly telling me something, like maybe 3, 4, 5, 6 years ago before herpes, couldn't nobody tell me shit. So it's just like I've decided to be responsible for me, but that also gives, and that's difficult when you're realizing some tough shit, but it also is a beautiful, liberating place to be because you can create your reality, your future, and what your life will be. And you can create magic. Like that's what I'm currently doing, is creating magic in my life. So sorry I went on a rant.
Don't apologize, Queen.
Okay. I felt like okay, so y'all are saying y'all selfless in y'all's own way.
Yeah.
I would say for that, I'm sorry. I'm gonna go this time. I would say for that, it's just like, oh, if you think, because I have to be like, oh yeah, like it doesn't matter, but like everybody kind of like the older you get, when you 32, you think, okay, I had this plan for my life. I was going to be doing this by this age, engaged, married, whatever, have kids. And so now it's like, okay, did this situation not work out because of this in my head, or will God forbid something else happens, like, well, another situation not work out because of that? So I feel like that's what's holding me back in my head.
That's another thing that society has put in our head. They gave women this time clock. They made us feel like we should desire families at a certain time, have a family, be a mother, that we should have. They always ask, when you gonna have kids? Like we're supposed to have kids. Men should lead. Society has beat us down, y'all. I don't think. I feel like if I can have a child all over again, I will wait till I was 35. I will wait till my late 30s, period, to have a kid. I will want to spend my 20s, and I will want to be getting it right in the early 30s, and finding my person into my late 30s. I think that 30 range is the perfect age. People think 50 is so old. I'm gonna be 50 by the time my kid is this. I know J-Lo is 50, honey. My mama's 50. There's a lot of Angela Bassett's in her 60s. Like 50 ain't old. It's not. And it's the perfect age to have some grown kids. You help out your grown kids. Do things for your grown kids. Your grown kids don't have to see you grow up. We got to get that
That's true.
Mumbo jumbo out of our head. That shit is lies that they told us. The shit ain't real, it's untrue. So I don't ever want that to be something that holds you back. That should never be. I don't know. Not that at all. Sorry, I had to put that little snippet in because it bothers me that they put such a big agenda on us as women to the point that we kind of mold our lives to fit it instead of just living our story, our journey. It wasn't part of your story to have kids young. It wasn't part of your story to be married young. That's okay. That's somebody else's story. Enjoy your now, your space, what you doing, your journey. Flourish in that. Fuck that narrative. All right, y'all.
Man, I ain't even had to say anything. That was lit. Seriously. Like,
Yeah.
What'd you say, Pamela?
I think the only thing for myself. Oh wait, quickly restate the question for me.
What you said, I said, what do you think is stopping you from breaking the stigma for yourself? And you said yourself.
Okay, I did say myself. The only thing I say is I'm scared that somebody is going to use it against me and how I'm going to react, because I feel like this is something sentimental to me. And realistically, people don't care about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I still have a very much emotional attachment to my diagnosis, to my herpes. And I mean, because the only thing I like sometimes when I think and when I get sad about it, the only thing I think of is me placing myself in that position, allowing myself to be in that position. I don't think about me not being able to get married. I don't think about me not being able to have children one day. You know what I'm saying? Those things, I feel like that's still going to be able to happen for me. I'm still going to live happily. I'm still going to, I mean, maybe because I told myself, you know what I'm saying? Like, times like you're still going to have everything you wanted before this. But I just feel like it's such an emotional tie. Like I said, with my diagnosis, like I would hate for somebody to, I don't know, like my mother, she's one person who does not know. I think my sisters know now at this point. Honestly, just because at this point I post, I post your TikToks on my timeline. My sisters follow me and they see it. They've been in my house to hear me on the phone like I am right now with y'all. You know what I'm saying? They've seen my YouTube channels to see big old herpes right there. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I don't think at this point it's been like they don't know, but they just haven't asked. And I don't feel 100% like I'm scared to see how they're going to react because I'm supposed to be this example. You know what I'm saying? And I'm supposed to be the big sister who is just did everything right. And I'm supposed to be the example that my mom honestly wasn't for us. Hold on.
I feel, sir.
You know what I'm saying? So to an extent, I don't want to say I failed them because of my diagnosis, because my diagnosis has nothing to do with them. You know what I'm saying?
You know why you're feeling them, Pamela? I'm sorry to cut you off, but you feel them because you don't give them an opportunity to have that conversation as a family. You can do that for your family. You can break that generational curse for your family because I bet you they're all doing things that may lead them up to herpes one day. You have the power to make shit shake in that family. So instead of they thinking of they can use it against me, think of it as your power. Change how you feel around that herpes. What can they? I used to feel like someone can use my herpes against me because I didn't disclose. And I was afraid of getting found out. That was a stopper for me. That was like a big ass brick wall for me in my healing. So now that you know what it is, you can slightly change your wording and your narrative and say, I don't want the feeling of they can use this against me anymore. I want the feeling of mom, sisters, I love y'all. This is what happened to me. And I educated myself. I learned about it. And I wouldn't even want, I don't want y'all to have to feel the stigma or have to deal with a herpes outbreak. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about how we are approaching sex. Let's talk about, have you ever required to see somebody's STI results before? Sis, have you ever done that? Me neither. I want to start doing that because I don't want more than this herpes. You can break a general, it's just how you feel about it. You know what I'm saying? The story that you put in your mind about that disclosure.
Because I've disclosed to my friends.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And that, because to them, to me, I can cut you off, no nothing. Yeah, it's gonna hurt, but it's not like my sibling.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Pamela, for sharing.
Thank you, Queen. That was amazing. Realize that what you tell yourself is your reality. You create your reality by what you tell yourself. At the end of the day, when I made the video and told the world I had herpes, if my mama, if my daddy, if one of the people who I've been with in the past before, if whoever came for me, I was willing to let go of any relationship outside of me, with me. If I had me, I was going to be okay. And that's the level of self-reliance that I had on me. That's the level of trust I had for myself. I had never trusted myself enough to make that big of a decision. But I was there because I spent time with me day in and day out. I didn't avoid it. I didn't run from it. I did the work. I read the affirmations when I didn't want to. I journaled in my notebook and was looking at the time every 2 and 3 minutes, hurrying up for it to be over because I didn't want to do it some days. I listened to audiobooks instead of music. I wrote in silence sometimes. I literally did different things. And all the while, every day, I told myself, this is not going to beat me. This is not going to take me out. Herpes has not changed anything about who I am. So I'm not going to think that about myself because I'm supposed to now that I have it. No. And I told myself that every single day. And then here we are today. You know, you never know when that day is going to come where it happens for you, because you got to put the work in. Like the process, the journey, the lessons are in the journey. We can't, there's no magic pill. There's no 60 days, 90 days, 120 days. There's no time frame.
No, I'm still healing.
Still. But you all have the ability. What are you telling yourself? What are you believing about what you're telling yourself? Where are these thoughts even coming from? Check yourself.
Yep. That part. Check yourself.
Literally.
The minute you feel your ego creep up on you, check it. Go to war with yourself. Be a competition with yourself. That's how I approach triggers. Ooh, I'm mad. What am I going to do? How I'm going to choose my peace in this moment? What's going to make me the happiest in this moment? Even if I'm not happy, what is going to be the best for my peace in this moment right now? How can I really go to war with me? I'm sorry, Amber. Throw up.
That's all I had to say. Herpes can never. Continue to do the work. Continue to do the work. Thank you for showing up. Do the work when the cameras is off. Do the work on the days that we don't meet. Do the work when you don't feel like it. Commit to yourself. Love yourself. Be happy with yourself. Just smile and hug yourself and be like, we doing this together. We figuring this shit out. Be your own best friend. Be your own baby. Be your own advocate. Be your own hype man. Be your own. Be enough for you. And all the other things what the future holds, that'll take care of itself. As long as you're enough for you in the present every single day, the future will take care of itself. I love y'all.
Especially if you ain't got no children right now. Be your own child. Practice mothering you. One thing you don't want to do is, my son is raising me, okay? Your child shouldn't have to raise you, y'all. That is unfair to your child. So if you got healing to do it before they get here, because your kid don't deserve that. Be your own baby. Be your own child. Mother yourself. I love y'all. Herpes can never, ever, 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 ever. And we will see y'all Monday, right, Amber? Monday in the morning?
Yeah, we'll see y'all Monday evening. We got something new coming for the cousins over.
I thought it was the morning.
Oh, that's on Clubhouse. But we also do a Monday Facebook Lives Q&A.
Okay. Monday evening.
Oh, that's the 31st. No, we're not doing it next week. We're doing it the following week. Monday morning.
It's a holiday.
Yeah, Monday morning, we still gonna be on Clubhouse at 7 a.m. Ain't no off days be. But then starting in June, we're gonna be on Facebook Live in the group in the evenings, every Monday. So we got new things coming for the Facebook group. But yeah, we'll see you on Monday morning in Clubhouse, 7 a.m. If you ain't scared.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you, Rita.
Have a good night, ladies.
Thank you, ladies.